All right, folks, good morning. Hope you slept well. If you didn't, you will next night, or usually, or the night after. So I'm gonna lead this short session of about 45 minutes of short prep and then some physical practices before Acharyas will lead Rainbow Body Yoga. And well, let's begin with short prep. What we will be doing during this session and also during Amrita Asana is that we will be practicing on the mat, moving on the mat, and then sitting, alternating those two all the time. Of course, you can move on the mat and sit on the mat, but the point is that you need a seat also throughout the practice session, because we will be doing interval training, practicing, resting, practicing, resting. So let's begin sitting for a couple of minutes, just to invite Babaji's and Mataji's blessings and to generate bodhicitta briefly before starting physical practices. So something that is I use the terms Amrita Asana Yoga and immortality exercises, alternating. And it means the same thing. But immortality exercises, it's kind of like Taoist Chinese yogic rendition of what Amrita Asana actually means. Amrita means deathlessness. Asana means posture or body related cultivation movement. So, but I'm using the two alternatively, how do you say? Interchangeably, thank you. So feel your body for a moment. We have really good quality air and prana here in the countryside. The windows are slightly open, so hopefully the space stays fresh in that sense. But also let us know if it's too cold. But it's really good to do physical exercise and breathing practices here in the countryside where the air is pure. I'll come back to this purity of air later. So here we are again, practicing for the liberation, for the enlightenment of all sentient beings. Isn't it? May all beings be free. May all beings be happy. May all beings discover who they truly are. Ourselves included. Still taking refuge in the 5 dharmic refuge jewels: Guru, Pure Land, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Which in essence means taking refuge in ourselves. I'm taking refuge in myself. Because of my Buddha nature, pure nature, because of the Dharma that is inherent and radiates from that nature, taking refuge in Sangha, which is also founded, based on Buddha nature, community which radiates from Buddha nature, is an expression of Buddha nature. And of course, the inner or secret guru is the same as our own basic nature. So here we have briefly done two things, bodhicitta and refuge. Two foundational building blocks that are essential. And then let's turn to Babaji and Mataji. Pay attention how you feel now. How do you feel? Is there, how do you feel emotionally? Yesterday I was speaking about bad habits that meditators can accumulate over time, but also we can develop kind of bad habits or do something as basic as inviting blessings of the masters kind of sloppily or not carefully. Or even absent-mindedly. So be very present, naturally present in your body, in tune with your heart center. Which means that softness, basic kindness, basic love, compassion in us. The kindness, love, compassion of our basic nature. And with that love, beloved Babaji, beloved Mataji, again, please shower us with your blessings. Hold us by the hand. Please come to support and to protect us. Please help us to purify our karmas, our habits and patterns that keep us bound. Please help us to become like you. Fully embodying and realizing our own true nature. Babaji, Mataji, Babaji, Mataji. Always, with whatever exercise, here we are tuning in with the gurus, but always making sure that you recognize the shift, you feel the shift with each practice. So here that you actually feel in your body, in your heart, in your energy, the presence and blessings of Babaji and Mataji. And like I always say, if you're not certain that you feel their presence and blessings, repeat the prayer. You can say to gurus that I'm not feeling much now. So please give a stronger charge. I've needed to do that countless times over my years of practice. Okay, so now we have done prep. So now you can stand up, remove your socks. Professional Video Productions presents. Okay, so we will simply do a few physical exercises and we'll just start doing, but I'll explain why we are doing these ones maybe later today, tomorrow or so. So we will simply start with stepping exercise. So put your other foot forward. And then something technical that you need to know from the beginning. The toes, even though they are not actually all the time going straight forward, and that the heels are not actually going all the time pointing straight backward, there is a tendency for them toes to go forward and heels to go backward. There is tendency for them to go forward and backward. So start doing this. Knees slightly bent. You can let your arms hang on the side. So you're softly bouncing back and forth. Keep going. Softly bouncing back and forth, and your heel, like your toes, touches the floor, but the main part of your weight is on the ball of the foot, backjäll. So you're not, when you're stepping back, for example, you don't really rest your weight on the heel. And same when you're stepping forward, the weight is not on toes. It kind of stays on the ball of the foot. When the weight is on the ball of the foot, you can make it more elastic, the movement. Breathe. Soft knees. The step is not too short, not too long. Just what is natural to you. You can change the other foot forward. Simply bouncing back and forth like a elastically. We'll be doing these exercises like we have done over many years in the mornings, and then doing some more longer session of Amrita Asana during the day. But something that is completely missing from the world of yoga, what is in Chinese yoga, Japanese yoga, is to know how to unify the body and to move the body as one unit. So that's what I mean with the whole bouncing ball thing, because ball is it's a one unified unit, and it can bounce back elastically. So we are learning to do the same, learning to unify the body, make the body a one part, not split in 2 or 3 or 4, but learning to unify it and then moving it as one. That is the easiest and most natural way of moving. And that's how small children are moving. But we lose that over time. Okay, good. Sit down for a moment. One minute, sit down. You can close your eyes, feel your body. Like I said yesterday evening, if you and when at some point you start breathing heavily, so when that moment comes, relax your jaw at the back of the jaw, so that you take a breather like that, like a dog panting. rather than trying to control it. Okay, let's do another set. Find a rhythm. Feel the rhythm. It's like you can think of it as a dancing step. But also dancers, they move very softly. Same like really good yogis, really good martial artists, they are very soft. And rhythmical. So toes are intending to go forward, heels are intending to go backward. You can of course try to make it literal, so that your toes are literally going forward and kneecaps are literally forward, hips are literally forward, and same backwards. And the reason for that is very simple. When we are walking forward, if our feet are open like this is not ideal way of aligning our body and using our body. This is also quite absent from physical yoga teachings of different traditions, but they don't really teach you how to use the body, how to move the body. They teach you how to do different postures, different sets of postures, but they don't really teach you how to move, which is completely opposite as in internal arts of China and Japan. Move with your body, feel your body. I can see many of you do this, kind of looking around the room as you're moving. I can see some of you, as you're moving, I can see some of you kind of trying to think something, think about the movement, feel the movement, feel the body from inside. Feel the body from inside. Let's take a stop there. Please look. So when I step forward, my back foot comes, it doesn't come all the way here, but it stays a little bit behind. And say when I move back, I'm not stepping all the way here. Soft knees, elastic spine, most of the weight on the ball of the feet. What you can do to maybe help you with feeling the body from inside, gaze at something, like how do you say, lock your gaze. Look at some object directly in front of you and let your gaze rest there. And this will help you to, instead of looking at stuff outside here, it will help you to feel inside the body. One, two, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Change foot. Something that we do, like a really basic instruction when we sit, is to elongate our spine and elongate, like slightly push the top of our head towards the sky, so that even the neck vertebrae elongate. Here the same idea, but we are moving and we are standing. So here the elongation comes from the ball of the feet, through the ankle, through the knee, through the hips, through the spine, through the crown. So it's a whole line going through the body, connected and elongated. Okay. Let's take a slight swing of the arms. Take a look at what I'm doing. Here also, the arms, the whole length of the arm, it goes straight forward, straight backward. So not sideways, not making a round like this. Straight forward, straight backward. Breathe. Preferably through the nose, but it is fine to breathe through the mouth also. Softly swinging back and forth, elastically. Most of you have done Vajra bodies for a few years, and you have probably at one point or the other done water bodies with very light tension. Think about that very, very light, the lightest possible tension in the whole body the whole time as you move back and forth. It's not really flexing, it's not really muscle tension, it's more like activation. So that your parts of your body no longer remain passive, like limp, just hanging, but that 1%, 2% of what's your body, it activates tissues. And through activating tissues, makes the whole body one unit. Okay, let's take a breather. Don't hold your breath. Relax the jaw, mouth open. If you feel the need to breathe heavier. Is your head clear, heart soft, gut grounded? Are the three basic characteristics with you? Are you recognizing your basic nature? Are you still in tune with Babaji and Mataji? We purposefully I didn't mention mantras or the gurus during the stepping because first we need to learn the physical part. But then when we get a hang of it, then we can add the mantras and a subtle body. Okay, let's continue. Something that is a little but important point useful point is to keep your toes down all the time. So this never happens. The toes never come up, but always remain close to the ground. Slight swing of the arms. Soles of feet together with toes and heels, touching and communicating with the ground. And that connecting with gravity, taking support from the hard ground and gravity, and that power line coming up through the whole body. Through the top of the head, and actually also when it comes through the feet and legs, it also goes out through the arms, hands and fingers. There's quite a few things here that we can look at and learn. There is obviously a cardio exercise, what we are doing. So getting a workout for the heart, for breathing system, and for muscles, obviously. It is 2 years ago I almost lost my ability to walk, and I know people who have, and sooner or later when we age, you know, it's part of aging that if we don't maintain the body and our ability to move, we will have immense difficulties. So this is the reason why I chose stepping exercise to, it's something that you can do in 1 square meter space. At home, wherever you are, in a closet, even if you happen to be in a closet. And like I said, another thing together with cardio and physical exercise is learning to move the body as one unit, which, like I said, this teaching doesn't exist in Indian yogas. And when you start getting hang of that, probably after a month of doing this on daily basis, you notice that when you walk from living room to kitchen, you notice that, oh, I feel different when walking. And the way how you feel different, all I can say, that you feel that you move as one unit, rather than, you know, body fragmented. But I can't really say more. You have to experience it. You have to do the stepping thousands of times. My beloved masters, Terayama Rossi's lineage, you do basic exercises like this in his martial art lineage for 3 first years before you take up like martial arts. You first have to learn to use your body and to put your body in order. That's how they often say. Make the body unified and healthy and strong. Change foot. So unification of the body is second with cardio. And then there is the whole energetic and spiritual side. Our basic nature, moving with recognition. If you are advanced in your bhumis and causal and astral body purification so that you can easily recognize your basic nature, then it's not only a physical practice, right? But if we are not there yet, or we want to enhance our recognition, there are mantras, and there are feeling the aura, feeling the vertical pillar as we are stepping. But here I'm getting ahead of things, so forget the aura for now. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Take a proper rhythm, not too slow, not too sleepy. It has to be composed. It's not dreamy, sleepy. It has to be composed, rhythmical. When the arms swing, your shoulders stay down. So the shoulders don't, and the chest doesn't raise. Not like this. So kind of the shoulders are also aiming back and forth. Feel the body from inside. Okay, sit down. Nice. Body feels warm. Okay, good. So I just want to say one thing before going to the next exercise. So there is something in, like I said, in Indian yoga, they don't really teach you how to use your body, move in everyday life. They just teach you how to do postures, and that part of using your body is kind of left on everybody to figure out, if they figure it out. But learning what unification of the body, making the body as one unit, and joining the unified body with basic awareness. This is very unique teaching in the world of arts. And this is the heart and soul of so-called Zen arts that I've studied with Terayama Roshi back in the day. So if we think of, if we think of the Western physical culture, it is known that walking or running or going to the gym is something very beneficial and healthy to do. But then what you see when people start running, they can move really poorly. They can be bent this way, that way, that way. Their bodies are completely purely aligned. And then if you run like that for 5-10 kilometers few times a week for a year, you develop very bad habits, right? And then people have injuries, like runners do. So when you learn how to align your body, it means that you open up. Aligning means that within your body frame, you're unified with your body, and you extend your body. Within that unified body frame, you extend. Extending means that you put space in the joints. That can sound space in the joints, like do you put physical space between bones or ligaments or something? Yeah, you kind of are. You are extending within that body frame. And this is very precious when it comes to using our body until we kick the bucket and die. And when we age, it is extremely precious, because then we don't have those walking like this where your hip gets screwed up and your back and neck gets screwed up. So you learn to use your body as one unit. I'll just leave it at there. Oh, that's in Finnish time. I have to check there. We started 6:30. It's been almost an hour. Okay, I'm very late with my presentation. Well, it's the first day, so it's expected. But let's continue with the second one, which is prostrations. Now you might need a blanket under your knees.
There are blankets there.
Here?
In the back.
Yeah, right. Come take a blanket. Somebody can get mine. I'll just leave it for a moment to demonstrate.
Or if we run out of them, you can maybe take your sweatshirt or something.
Yeah. quick. Okay. So another very important, essential, something that is really important to be able to do until the day you die is to have strength in the whole body and especially legs, so that you can go down and you can come up, that you can pick yourself up if you fall down. It's common sense, right? And you know, especially in Finland where it's slippery during daytime, old people, they fall and they break their body and then they cannot come up, you know. So, well, obviously if you break a hip, you wouldn't be coming up, but the point is that you need strength of the body to go down and come up. I've heard 40 years old, even 50-year-olds saying that they can't get up from the bed in the morning because their body is not fit to do that. So here is a classical little exercise. Same is done basically in sun salutations, in Indian yoga and prostrations. How many of you saw the video clip that I posted in the Facebook event of prostrations? Okay, few of you. So two versions. This is the easier version. So, you know, I just often when I say mantras when doing prostrations, I just do this with my hand or with one hand. And I might say just Babaji. So there are versions. You can do this, Babaji, Mataji, Babaji, Mataji. You can do whatever you want, choreography. But I just usually just in my heart say Babaji and then go down. This is here so that you don't bust your knees. And then climb down. Same backwards. So this is the easy version. And the way how I do prostrations is that I do 4, 5, 6 reps. And then, you know, I'm not in the lightweight category. So that's why I do 4, 5, 6 and then take a breather and then I do it again. If you are in better shape than me, you might be able to do 10 or 20, but I recommend to do it in interval style. So do a series of movement and then stop the movement for a moment and then do it again. So in this easy version, you go down on knees, you climb down to the floor, put your hands above head and then climb back up. That's the easy version. If somebody needs this blanket. And then this is the dynamic version. So same. So jumping. Like this. Let's give it a go. If you're not sure, you can do the easier version first. If you know that you're physically up to the more dynamic, feel free to do that. Please begin. And then when you feel like it, take a breather. When you've taken a breather for a moment, do another set. I mentioned it during stepping exercises, the 1% or 2% watch your body. What would that mean in the context of doing prostration? So we are not talking about physically flexing this strong, but like connectedness. Think about that when you do this. Remember to breathe with your jaws open. Four, 5, 6 reps, or maybe even 10 or 15 if you're in good shape. But eventually take a breather. How does it feel in the body? How does it feel in the heart? In the head? In the belly? Is there aliveness and joyfulness in your being? Joyfulness, playfulness, very, very important. And actually that playfulness being one of the qualities of our true nature is the reason why I don't teach strict techniques that everybody has to practice in exactly the same rigid form. Playfulness. For us to really enjoy our practice, whether it's sitting practice or physical practice, we need to have space for creativity, our own creativity. As long as you understand what you're doing, you are very welcome to explore. It's your body, it's your energetics, it's your path. I don't want to force my friends and my students to you must do it like this or that way. Let's do third set. With prostration, as you can feel, you exercise all the muscle groups. Everything from neck and throat to feet to arms, front of the body, back of the body, all the muscle groups. Very good. It's very easy would be really pleasant to just keep sitting. I apologize, we are late in schedule. This happens in the first day, but I really want us to do the third one also, which is a really simple one. Rolling on the back. Like this. So you put your back like a turtle's back. and just roll. You can grab a hold of behind your knees. If you are in very good shape, you can do it without grabbing behind knees. And you know, honestly, I was in such a bad shape last year that when I started doing this, I was able to do just very small rolling on the back. So I wasn't able to go that far like you saw me do now. Some of you are able to go, you know, touch with your feet over the head on the floor. But if you can do that, just remember that you can just roll on your back a little bit. Play with it. Feel it. Use the exercise to know yourself, to know your body. And here also, if you get out of breath at some point, sit, take a break. Set, break, set, break. Again, relax jaw. Obviously, from the point of longevity, it's very important to keep the spine back in good shape. And that's the main point of rolling on the back. Let's do a second set. So just to repeat, 3 simple exercises just for longevity, for health, can be viewed from the perspective of cardio, purely physical exercise, the unity of the body, and then from there we get to energetics with the movement of the body or use of the body, or moving as a Buddha, which is the recognizing your own basic nature and moving with it. My apologies. Thank you very much. I will pass to ladies. Rainbow body of that.
We can maybe take a quick pee break.
Yes, yes.
Before we start.